There's this huge movement going on right now among the millennial generation. It's called the FIRE movement. And today we're going to talk about what FIRE is and the pros and cons to joining this ever-growing community. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, this is Jerwin.
This is Elma.
And Siopao. We're two Asians and a dog. Our channel is about sharing our journey to reaching 8/12/2024, which is our retirement date.
In our channel, we go over real estate and stock market investing, financial education, and some of our travels. So make sure you join us to our path to 8/12/24. Also, don't forget to stay till the end for Siopao's tip of the week.
Financial independence, retire early is a movement, or we prefer to say a lifestyle, which basically is saving a lot of money by knowing how to not spend your money. Being so frugal and being aware of where every single dollar goes that you are able to save 50, 60, or even 70% of your income. And not just saving the money, but also investing it in the stock market so your money will work for you.
People in the FIRE movement or lifestyle work towards the FI first, financial independence, then some towards the RE, which is retire early. But if you talk to a lot of people in the community, the RE part is not necessarily the focus, because people in the community that were disciplined enough to achieve the FI part are more than likely going to continue to do some kind of work, whether it's for additional income or some kind of passion project. For example, our YouTube channel, Two Asians and a Dog, is our passion project we'll continue to build once we're officially FI.
Millennials like ourselves have taken interest in the FIRE lifestyle due to the appeal of retiring at a young age, instead of working until your ripe old age of 65 to 70 years old. Of course, there's a ton of sacrifices involved, but imagine a life of being debt-free, no longer dependent on exchanging your time for money and having complete flexibility with how you choose to spend your time here on Earth. As you guys know, our FI date is 8/12/2024, which means we hope to be financially independent before the age of 40. Our thoughts, just like so many other millennials, are why spend our prime age, which is between 20 to 60 years of age, working and working just to retire when you're old, gray, and your body is broken down? Why not work like crazy, sacrifice, and make your money work for you for a short time frame so you can enjoy the majority of your life during your prime years?
So quick story on the FIRE movement. Mr. Money Mustache was not the first person that highlighted the lifestyle. However, he may have been the most famous person. When you think of FIRE, FIRE was actually born from a book that came out in 1992. Your Money or Your Life by Joe Dominguez and Vicki Robin. FIRE was the premise of the book, which compares your expenses and the time you spent working to pay for those expenses versus the time you have in this world. Definitely a great read, so we highly recommend for you guys to check it out, and the link will be below.
Just like everything, there are pros and cons, so let's go over what the FIRE community doesn't want us to cover, the negative and the dark side of FIRE. The first con that comes when you have achieved FIRE is the perceived lack of being part of a community, like a work community. For example, the time with your coworkers, the staff meetings, and work outings. You miss out on all the social interaction. Working 40 hours a week with the same people, you build relationships and friendships. Now, of course, when you retire from that job, you'll say you'll keep in touch and you'll still see each other, but in reality that doesn't happen very often. Once you leave the work atmosphere, everything changes. That personally happened to both of us, in a smaller scale of course, since we're not FI just yet.
Both of us leaving our W2 careers and becoming self-employed meant we weren't clocking in on a daily basis, and we weren't seeing our coworkers on a daily basis. We also had to adjust of not being part of a team. It takes time, and for us, we went looking to be part of another community. This is why we started Two Asians and a Dog. And being part of this financial community on YouTube has been a ton of fun and very rewarding for us. So thank you for coming back every Saturday and growing with us. And also make sure you share this video with your friends and family so we can continue to grow our Two Asians and a Dog community. Another con of the FIRE movement is the stereotype that comes with being part of this community. Most people that truly have embraced this lifestyle are millennials, which is us. So that means you will see a ton of 30 to 40-year-old lazy kids doing nothing, living in RVs and just going on vacations. PC pre-COVID, of course. What the majority of people don't see is the hard work and sacrifice and the discipline it took these lazy kids to be where they are today. And it's unfortunate that we don't understand and we immediately judge. But that's the type of world we live in today. And so for us, every time we see a young person living their dream, we get inspired and motivated.
So we all know what the FIRE lifestyle is, and it's fair to assume you guys have heard of having a FIRE number. But what exactly is the FIRE number and how do you calculate it? Okay, so your FIRE number is how much money you need to live and retire. There are several different types of FIRE, such as lean FIRE, fat FIRE, regular FIRE, barista FIRE, and coast FIRE. To make this video not be a 25-minute long video, we won't go over the details on each of those, but we will promise to cover that in a different video.
So here's a quick example of your FIRE number. So let's say you need $40,000 annually to survive, which includes paying your mortgage, your utilities, and other recurring bills, maybe your car note included in there. To calculate your FIRE number, you take your $40,000 and you times it by 25. With this example, your FIRE number would be $1 million. This means you need $1 million invested and working hard for you in the stock market. Now, we almost forgot that you should combine this with the 4% rule. Again, to make sure this video doesn't become a 25-minute video, we will do a complete analysis of the 4% rule in another video. So make sure you subscribe. The 4% rule though, in really quick, is a safe withdrawal rate you can make from your accounts, and theoretically, you should never run out of money as long as your accounts are diversified enough and hopefully earning you at least 7 to 8% return, which is the normal return you get in the stock market. Now that we have our FIRE number, let's go over what we believe are 6 crucial stages to achieving FIRE. Step 1, financial literacy. For us, this means taking the time to learn everything you can about your finances and finances in general. Just like in anything you want to improve on, you have to take the time to do your research. And this is the same when it comes to your finances. We have said it before that for us, it was a bit easier because we actually enjoyed this topic. For you, you may not enjoy it as much, but if you enjoy your freedom and your time, you will be able to take the time to learn so you can build a strong financial foundation. You, like right now watching us, is a huge first step. So please make sure you share this video with at least one other person that you can think of that can join you to your path to FIRE.
Step number 2, surround yourself with like-minded people. They say you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Knowing this, get at least 1 to 2 other people in your group to learn more about FIRE so you guys can all learn together, and not just learn but also support and encourage each other. 2 heads are better than 1 and 3 heads are better than 2. So build your own group of financially responsible and motivated people.
Step 3, know your expenses. My analogy I always use for this is when you're trying to fill up a little cup like this. You want to make sure the cup doesn't have little holes everywhere, right? Otherwise, you'll never be able to fill the cup up. So you have to plug all the little leaks first. This is the same thing with your expenses. If you don't know where your money's going, how are you able to determine how much you can save?
Make sure you check out our video on 5 tips to get started on your financial journey. We'll go ahead and link that video below. Step number 4, create a budget. This goes hand in hand with step number 3. We couldn't put step number 3 without mentioning creating a budget. We know every channel is always mentioning about creating a budget. Well, the reason for that is because it's really that important. Our opinion is that there is no way you can build towards FIRE without having a budget. And it doesn't have to be a fancy Excel sheet. It could be as simple as using a regular lined piece of paper to track your financials. We actually just got a new budget sheet from One Big Happy Life. We'll link their channel so you can get a copy of their budget spreadsheet if you're interested.
Step number 5, increase your income. Sounds easy, right? Well, we understand the challenge of someone saying, hey, just increase your income. Okay, so here's our thought on that. And stay with us because this may get complicated. So let's say there is 24 hours in a day. Let's say 10 hours of it involves getting ready for work, working, and coming home. And let's throw in 7 hours for sleeping, and 2 hours for eating, and of course 10 minutes for watching 2 Asians and a dog, and that equals to about 19 hours. Now, what are you doing for the remaining 5 hours? Probably watching TV or playing on social media, right?
Well, what can you do instead? Off the top of my head, maybe you consider driving for Uber or Lyft. selling things online, or even getting a part-time job. For most people, when they say they don't have the time, they should really be saying, I need to make the time. If we really want to achieve something, you will find the time. Otherwise, we tend to just make excuses instead. We will be doing a video on side hustles to give you guys ideas, so stay tuned. Step number 6, create an aggressive saving strategy. Once you have plugged all of the leaks and have built a strong financial foundation, it's time to grow. It's time to create an aggressive saving strategy. Most people in the FIRE movement recommend saving 50 to 70% of your income. Yes, that would be amazing, but let's not get carried away. Let's start with maybe 10%, then increase that to 15%, and then 20%, and so on. Review your expenses often and identify areas you can cut back on or go without. If you follow step 1 through 5, step 6 should become a natural next step.
Savings is a huge part, but make sure you start investing. Invest early and often so you can capitalize on compounding interest.
You guys know our plan is to be financially independent by 8/12/2024. We're not just all of a sudden going to be saving 70% of our income in 2020. It takes time and patience to get there. And by following our steps, you can definitely get there. Remember guys, it's not how much you make that matters, it's your spending habit.
I'm sure you guys already know there are a ton of benefits to being FIRE. Let me list a couple. Number 1, you no longer need to exchange your time for dollars, meaning you can work on a project you've always wanted to do, volunteer, or create a YouTube channel with your dog. Being FIRE also means you have passive income coming in. And remember, invest early and often. Also, being FIRE means you can spend more time with your family, friends, and of course your dog.
Like we said earlier, for us personally, we are more focused on the FI part of FIRE. Knowing how we are, there's just no way you would see us on a beach or a mountain doing nothing. We will always be working in some capacity. Our goal is to enjoy the flexibility that the FIRE lifestyle offers, the freedom to choose how we spend our time, the freedom to pursue what brings us joy. Now we know that FIRE is not for everyone, and that's okay too.
If you're curious on what our FIRE number is, make sure you subscribe, as we will be doing a separate video on what our FIRE number is and how we plan to live once we achieve FIRE.
That's everything we have for you guys today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps our channel grow and reach more people. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. We make videos on personal finance, real estate, and stock market investing. Now it's time for Siopao's tip of the week.
Siopao's tip of the week. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the little bell there as well, because this is going to be part 1 of 4 FIRE videos.